Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at game number 7 in our 20 from the 1970s series, and this game is a fixed screen racing slash maze game that predated Pac-Man by a year, and your goal is to eat all the dots in the maze to progress to the next maze, and this is called Head On by Gremlin Sega in 1979. And this is a color game actually. It doesn't have a color overlay like a number of games at the time did. Now this is full color, though it doesn't use very many colors. But yeah, in this game there's a number of different lanes, and you drive a car, and there's another car that goes in the opposite direction as you, and its goal is to ram you. And you need to clear all the dots and prevent that from happening, or else you start the whole screen over. See, here's how it goes. There's gaps, 4 gaps in each lane, and you use those gaps to turn and change lanes. And the computer car can do that too. Yeah, the computer car is the red one, you're the white one. And you can pour on the speed with the use of a speed button. And the faster you drive, the fewer lanes you can change. You can only change one lane if you're moving real fast. But you can change 2 lanes if you're driving slower. But you need to always keep an eye on where the computer car is. If it's about to exit a lane, and go into where you can make a turn at about the same time as you are, then it'll likely crash into you. Now the game is really challenging, and I find the challenge to be very fetching. This game was copied quite a bit in the late 70s / early 80s. But yeah, if you crash with the computer car once, you start the maze over. And all the dots are replaced, which sucks. But you gotta also notice that the computer car will sometimes drive over the white dots and turn them red. This adds to a bonus that you can collect at the end of a level. And the colored dots themselves are worth a lot more. Phew, just made it. See, I get a nice bonus for, I believe, the red dots that I drove over at the end of the level. The dots themselves will increase in point value after like 1 or 2 screens. They'll turn into 10 points instead of just 5. And later on they'll be 15 or 20. But the computer car will increase its speed as you come closer to finishing the maze. Towards the end of the second maze, you just need to pour on the speed and just switch one lane at a time, because the computer car is just way too damn fast. Don't forget that you're not timed, so if you need to take a long time to get back to the lane where the dots are, go ahead and do that. Just ride it out. There we go. And you get an extra car at like either 5,000 points. This game was much copied. Now they have 2 cars. Notice that the cars start out slow, and they really pick up speed as you start to get the maze closer and closer to completion. And again, remember, if you slow down at the gaps where you can make turns, you can change more lanes. Crap. And when you crash, you start the whole maze over again. This game can be frustrating, but I find the challenge to be kind of fetching. Trying to learn to slow down right at the gaps, or make the timing right so that the cars aren't ready. The computer cars aren't ready to change lanes as you reach the opening, or else they'll likely run right into you. And again, those red dots are extra points, and I believe that and I believe that they give you a bonus for the red ones that you ran over at the end of a level. But the computer cars don't turn them red very often, and they won't lay new dots or new red dots. They'll just lay them over existing white dots. But yeah, towards the end of a level, you'll need to be really careful because the computer will really speed up, and especially on the later levels. But remember that once the computer is sped up, that does work a little... Shoot, I tried to fake him out. Sometimes you can fake them out to move to a different lane, but you have to be moving real slow. But yeah, sometimes if they're moving as fast as they can, remember that they can only change one lane at a time. So you yourself can slow down and change a lot of lanes. There's probably a sweet science to this game in which you can always rely on a certain pattern to save your bacon time and again, and I'm not good enough to figure that out. But just use judicious presses of the speed button to only speed up when you need to. Crap. But that is Head On. There was a sequel, Head On 2, for the by Gremlin Sega that came out shortly after this. It added new lanes, I think. Later on in the game, the challenge will increase because there will be 3 cars. Talk about impossible. That was Head On by Gremlin Sega. Game number 7 in our 20 from the 70s series. It's Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Head On by Gremlin Sega. Game number 7. I'll be back someday with game number 8. Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye.